Topher and I at this nice little spot on top of his cousin's property. He's got, what, 60 acres out here?
Yep, about.
We're just kind of at the top of this little mountain here. It's gorgeous out here. Looks like we got ourselves plenty of good firewood. There's mushrooms literally everywhere. This looks like a pretty good spot. Got some rocks on the ground, kind of in a semicircle already. Be good for a little fire pit. Brought my hammock today. He brought his hammock today. And that gap right there looks like it'd be good for one. And then there's another gap right here going across to here. Be good for another hammock. Yeah, I think this is home for the night. What do you think?
I think it'll work.
Got some wild blueberries that are growing up over here. These guys will grow all over the place. You learn a lot about the blueberry bush from my short. I'll leave a card right here that'll take you over to it. You can pause the video and go check that out if you want. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and drop our bags, start setting up camp, brush this out so we can set up a fire, get our camp on. I like it.
Hey little brother, what are we gonna do? The season is over and we've picked the vines through and through. Yeah, what are we gonna do? Hey little brother, here's what we're gonna do. We'll drink all the wine until the very last bottle is through. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I guess we'll break out one more jar of Copperhead brew. I guess we'll break out one more jar of Copperhead brew.
All right, it's not much. Got a toggle coming down, some bank line toggles coming across my bank line from one tree to the other. Got the hammock underneath my rainfly. Got this side angled down just a little bit more. It's not exactly the biggest tarp, but it works for all intents and purposes. And this keeps me probably about 1.5 feet off the ground, which is where I'm most comfortable. And I do have an underquilt if it gets a little too chilly tonight. Topher over there, he's just set up with his hammock. No rainfly, no underquilt. But if it starts to rain, I might let him under mine for a little while. So yeah, nice little setup. He's already got this cleared out somewhat for us to be able to set a fire. The GoPro just died a little bit ago, so I'm having to film with my phone, but it looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and get some batteries put back in my GoPro and show you the camp after we're done.
We collected a little firewood. We've got our Auger Boreal 21 folding saw.
There's lots of really good wood right here. My only concern whenever you walk up on some wood that's already kind of pre-existing in an area is it's a prime time hot spot for snakes that like to chill up in these wooded areas. So you want to be extremely careful whenever you're sourcing wood from a big wood pile like this, because the next piece of wood that you flip over could very well have a snake under it.
That one would be good.
You're heading down to a spring, collect some water. Now, Topher is a little bit different than I am. It intends on just drinking the water straight from the spring. Now, it is okay to drink water from certain sources that you know for a fact, you know. Even then, it's still questionable. I would always still err on the side of caution and always boil, simply because Giardia is no fun, as well as a number of countless other things that you can contract from drinking water that has not been boiled or purified in some kind of way. If you ever get Giardia, you're gonna know it. I've had it, and it's not fun, and I don't ever intend on getting it again. My recommendation, unless you know for a fact that the water that you're drinking from doesn't have anything in it, always boil or filter your water through some kind of live straw or some other source like that. Use some tablets, some potassium permanganate, chlorine tablets, something to clean your water.
This is about a 60-acre tract of land. It's originally part of a much, much larger piece of land that belongs to some cousins of mine. We grew up just running all over these woods and hills, so it's just territory that I'm very familiar with from the time I was 10. I've got 40+ years experience up here on this mountain. We deer hunt up here, bear hunt up here, turkey hunt up here. Got a good cross section of, you know, we probably never saw turkeys up here until
I just saw a wildcat go across the trail up there. Little bobcat just walked across the trail up there. I didn't get it on camera in time.
It's awesome. Bear tracks coming in. There's deer tracks right over there. This is actually a food plot that my cousin maintains for deer hunting in the fall. Honestly surprised we haven't spooked some deer off from the time we've been here. A lot of dove, mourning dove. At least one turkey was taken off this property this past spring. Squirrels everywhere.
We're tracking through all kinds of blueberries right now.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Which makes this prime bear territory, by the way. Both of our hammocks are directly over some blueberry bush as we speak, so that's got me feeling some kind of way about sleeping tonight. My last camp, I had a coyote sniffing at my head. I don't want a bear sniffing at my head tonight.
Turkey scratched up there.
This is pretty much straight downhill right here. Whew. Glad I didn't land on a snake. So we've come across this little bitty stream here, and with this bag, I'm going to show you that you can actually, even from a very shallow stream, still collect a lot of water. We're going to gently, very gently, place our bladder just below the surface of the water. If we get some dirt sediment in there, it's perfectly fine. We're just going to sit here and collect water. As you can see, we've already collected a half a gallon just in that little bit of time. You can collect water. I can dump this into my pot and continue to do that until I have an entire gallon worth of water in this bag. All right, so as you see here, we have ourselves a little bit of an upside down fire. It's basically like a pyramid shape. We have our heavy stuff on the bottom, and then we slowly work our way up to smaller and smaller pieces until we get to these fine little twigs up top. It'll start on fire much easier with these thinner pieces of branches and the kindling that we put on, and the higher portions will burn down slowly, catching what's below it on fire. And that's why we slowly work our way from small to large, so that by the time it gets to the bottom of the pile, it's hot enough to catch these bigger pieces of wood.
This area got logged about 4 years ago, so there's a lot more light getting into this area of the forest that used to not. Fortunately for us, that means that there's a lot more grass growing, which will make an excellent fire starter for us. You can get down in this, make sure you check for snakes and stuff. Then you get some more of the fine stuff. It just kind of helps your nest out. And we got ourselves a fire starter.
Nice. All right, so you saw me do this in the last video, and last time I used a magnesium ferro striker. This time I decided to use this striker here, along with the file from a Leatherman, which shoots off beautiful sparks every single time. Remembering, every time that we strike this ferrocerium, we want to give it a slight rotation, and you want to scrape the little high ridges on your ferro rod. Oh. Yeah, that's nice.
You know what I surprisingly didn't get is any beef jerky.
Yeah. That sounds like a bit of a you problem there, buddy. Stop rolling. That usually means to stop doing something. But I just put on this potato is some white truffle oil, which is delicious. And now that I have that on, pink Himalayan sea salt, some fresh ground mixed peppercorn medley, a little bit of onion powder. Roll that up. And that potato is ready to go on the fire. We're gonna do the other one just like that. It's time for some tea. It's getting kind of late right now. It is 8:48. We've had ourselves a good little bit of excitement. Crank up the lantern we got over here, and I am gonna have some Earl Grey because, well, Earl Grey. Cicadas are going crazy. I've had a couple of things walking around in the woods around us, but all in all, it's been a pretty peaceful night. What do you think, Topher?
I like it.
Got the taters on right now. Had them on for about the last 25 minutes or so. About another 30 minutes and we'll probably go ahead and start cooking the rest of our meal. But until then, I'm gonna have my tea. Topher doesn't want tea, so I'm not gonna make him any. There we go. It usually only takes about 3 minutes to boil. I might keep it a little bit lower so I can actually hold my handle after it's done boiling. But, yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to actually boil the water. Just gotta get it hot. Got my water nice and hot. Don't have to boil this water because we got the whole water drop system over there, which you know already from the last video. Absolutely love that thing. Old Topher seems to appreciate it pretty well. It's just a great system, honestly. But it makes life a little bit easier. Here soon, I'll actually have a new line of t-shirts over on our merch store. I designed this set of apparel with my tea in mind, and I call it my t-shirt line. I love the line. I think it's kind of cutesy, if I'm just being completely honest. But you know, like, I feel like it was necessary. I love having my tea whenever I'm camping, as well as my coffee in the morning. It's for me kind of a mellowing thing. It kind of puts me in my zen, being in nature and having my tea. That's what I need right there. Being in nature, having my tea. Some people, it's beer, you know, a nice draft beer or an IPA or something like that. You know, for me, it's tea and coffee. So, tea is done. It's 9:10, so we're fixing to start cooking our main course here. That tea is delicious. Earl Grey is great. I absolutely love it. That cherry blossom's fantastic. Stuff is amazing. That brand that I use is phenomenal. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen right now. It's so good though. I love that stuff. You guys should go check it out. How many you want?
2. That's not cheddar.
No.
We got some of those the other way. Those things are sticking good.
There you go. You want a metal pan or a plastic plate?
Didn't matter to me.
Those brats are smelling and looking good. Got some ketchup and mustard. These things are gonna be fire. Careful, they are hot.
Let's get in there.
I think I want to make myself, I'll make myself 3, I guess. I think I could eat 3 a potato, maybe. They warm all the way through? Good. But I like it here. You gonna use any ketchup or mustard?
Yeah.
Savage. There we go. That's a good looking brat. Oh yeah. That'll do all day. Oh, that's nice. That tater would be a good topper for that. Dang good. For us headed to bed, we had ourselves a nice little meal for the night. There's something creeping through the woods over there right now. It sounded pretty big, whatever it is. But yeah. Finish off my tea. I'm gonna hit the sack myself here momentarily. You got it coming. All right. I'll be a little bit more damp than it was last night. Pick it up and wrap it up in the grass. Curl it around inside the grass, you know. There you go, just like that. Here, see it? It's dry. You take it, just actually put the grass on top of it, just like this. Put it right on the ember. I don't want to choke it out, but also there we go. Two nice little sticks on there. That'll catch really easily. An extra little bit of ember left over definitely helps. It is morning. Just got the fire started back just a little bit here. I have to nurse it a little bit to get it to where it needs to be. I slept pretty good for the most part whenever I did get to sleep. I had something just on the other side of my hammock. Kept brushing through the leaves around 3 o'clock in the morning to just about an hour ago maybe. Right now it's 6. Had a couple like knocking sounds out in the woods. Don't know what that was all about. Still don't know what it was.
Condensation on the trees sometimes, huh?
Maybe.
Let's see what this pace is doing.
You want me to fix a big pot of coffee, or you?
I mean, one cup will be. If I can fill that most of the way up, I'll be great.
That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, a few things.
Yeah. Did you guys learn anything? Hope so. If you did, and if you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a Grand Lifer. That way you can see every single time that we upload a video. You can go ahead and hit that bell icon, hit all on that bell. That way you are notified as soon as we upload every video, to include our shorts. Speaking of our shorts, go over there and check those out. There's just a plethora of information over there. Great camping tips and tutorials and hacks and all kinds of things like that. Wild edibles, you name it, it's over there. And make sure to go and check out our Patreon. I will leave a link to that in the description below. And I think that pretty much wraps it up.
I believe so.
I'm not prepared for that. That went by a lot faster than I expected.
Well, life goes on. Let's go do some other stuff, and then we'll come back out here as soon as we can.
That sounds like a plan. Hey guys, we love you. Go adventure.